Hello guys, Michaela here. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another speed build. Today we are building with the new castle estate kit, I believe it's called. And I am very excited about that. I've been struggling a little bit with kind of coming up with what I wanted to build with the kit, because it's, you know, if you know me, you know it's not really my style, you know, it's not really my thing, this type of thing. I usually build modern stuff. I don't really build castles that much. So for me, it's really difficult to build things like this. So it took like 6 tries, 6 different shells before I finally figured out one that I liked, even though, to be fair, I had one before this that I kind of liked, but then I stumbled upon an inspiration picture on, you guessed it, Pinterest, and I decided that I wanted to build that instead of the one that I had. I think I posted the other one on my social media during the week as well, but I ended up not going through with that one, even though it was quite nice. I liked it, but I just had a different vision, and when I came across kind of the inspiration picture for this, I was absolutely blown away and excited to try building that. This was again a second try at this particular shell, because I initially kind of started with a larger version of this, so I made it bigger, but I just didn't like that, because, you know, I don't like big builds. That's again something I've talked about before, but here I just wanted something smaller that wouldn't take me forever, because I've been struggling a little bit with some wrist pain during the week, so my wrist has been hurting for some reason. I know it's a bit better today, so I haven't been building a whole lot lately, because I had an exam during the week. Yesterday, actually, on Wednesday, I had an exam. I had to study. I also have some other stuff for school that I need to work on, so it's been quite hectic and busy. So I hadn't had much time to build. Apart from this, actually, the builds that are coming after I've done previously, so I've done them kind of in advance. I also talked about having 2 videos per week, which is something that's not gonna happen after all. Because of this particular reason, I realized that there's just too much to be done, and quite frankly, I don't want to overdo it with like my inspiration, things like that. So even though I have like tons of ideas and a lot of kind of ideas for builds, I don't have the time to build as much as I'd like to. So it's gonna be back to 1 video a week and 1 short a week with the room build. So I hope that's all right with you. It's just, I've always kind of come back to it and figure out it's the best way to go about it. So about the build, it's built on a 40 by 30. It's one of the island lots in Windenburg. It's the lighthouse lot. I love these island lots in Windenburg. They're so pretty. The lighting is so pretty on them, and with the water and trees and forests around it, it's just so beautiful. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. So the main structure, kind of the main building, is where the main living spaces are. So downstairs you have the kitchen, dining, and living room with a small bathroom. Upstairs you have the master bedroom, kind of like a hallway area, and a second bathroom. And in the tower that's kind of connected with the bridge and the foundation, downstairs you have the 2 bedrooms. So one is downstairs and one is upstairs, so you have bedrooms for the kids. Now, I had a very specific idea for this particular family, which is not something I do that often, but I imagine that the family that lives here, so they inherited this castle very recently from a relative they did not really, you know, spend a lot of time with. They didn't know about them very much, but when they died, they decided to give this castle to kind of this relative that now lives here with their family. And I imagine it's like a full family, so you have 2 parents and 2 kids, and one of the parents is a florist. So we have, I will add that in a little bit, a small greenhouse at the back of the lot, which kind of connects to this porch sort of area over the pond. And I imagine that the other one could be like a writer or an artist, because I included a computer in the bedroom and also a little art studio at the top of the smaller tower that connects to the main building. So there is kind of artistic kind of things to do. I also put a piano and a guitar, so I imagine that the second parent is maybe like really into like arts and things like that. So it could be a musician, a writer, a painter, something like that. I think that could be really, really cool. And then they have 2 kids. I imagine they're kids, maybe like younger and older, but they're definitely kids based on what I put into their bedrooms. So now I'm working on the landscaping. I'm using my favorite kind of bushes and low-laying plants as always. I'm using ones from Werewolves with like the bigger bushes that are from base game. I added a lot of flowers that are mostly white because I really wanted to add those plants that grow like on the wall that came with Jungle Adventure, which I did, and they were either white, purple, or red, I think. And because I hate red, it was between purple and white. And because I decided to go for the green roof, I thought that red, it would be best if I used white. So a lot of the landscaping is white as well. And I really feel like it's just so serene. If you think about the green with the white and with like the natural tones and the gray of the castle, I think it looks really, really like majestic and really nice. I don't know what it is about the color palette. It just looks super elegant, but also like super calming in a way. Because if you look at the castle, like the picture that I have on the thumbnail, it's just so pretty, you know? The greens and the yellow, it's not yellows, sorry, the grays and the whites, it's just so beautiful. I'm very proud of this, as I said, especially considering how much effort it took me to figure out not the floor plan, the shell, how it looked, because it's not a style that I go with very often. So yeah, I'm very proud of this build and how it turned out. And to continue the story that I came up with, I imagined that they inherited this castle, and obviously it was not in a great shape, because I imagined that the relative who, kind of gave it to them, they did not really take a lot of care of it, because they were old and they didn't really have a lot of energy and strength to kind of keep the castle in a good shape. So I imagined that when they got the castle, it was not in a good shape, but now they decided to renovate it to kind of keep some of the stuff that that it already had. So that's why the furnishing is kind of like a mix between different styles and different colors, different wood tones. So I kind of tried to keep the green going because I felt like that was kind of consistent with the theme that I was going for. But I imagine that some of the stuff that they have here, they kept from the former owner. Some of them they brought in. So it's kind of like a mix between different styles. Some are more rustic, some are more kind of not necessarily modern, but more like contemporary. And I really love that. I think it just adds to the character and to the story that I came up with. So I initially thought I could make a family for this as well, but I did not. Even though I'm tempted to do so, because I haven't built in cast in quite some time, and I think doing like a full family could be a lot of fun. But I'm not making any promises, but I am gonna think about it. I might actually make a family, but I had a vision for this. I just really imagined what the family that lives here could look like, and I was very happy with that. Here I am working on the living room. I decided to kind of paint some of the walls with like a white solid wallpaper, while some I left kind of exposed with the brick that's on the exterior, which I imagined was kind of the original. But because I thought that the family that moved in wanted to give it a more of a contemporary look, they decided to paint some of the walls white here. And as well as here I used this lighting fixture from Vampires, I want to say. And again, I thought that's something that they kept from the original kind of furnishings of this home. And again, I thought that was like a really nice touch to kind of combine the historical or like the more traditional that could have probably been seen in the castle before they got it with the more modern contemporary stuff. Because yeah, I don't know, I was very, very happy about how this turned out, because I think it just has a lot of character because of the furnishing choices that I've made. Yeah, so as I said, I kind of kept the green color scheme going, which I'm very happy with. It just really makes the space like very calming and pretty and just like overall really nice. I also decided to put one small table here, so you have the kind of the official dining space next door in this like bump out, but I also placed this, it could be like a breakfast table, maybe if someone is if the kids are running kind of late for school, they can have the breakfast here while the parents can have it later, because I imagine that they work from home as, you know, a florist and either a painter, a writer or something. So yeah, that's what I thought it would be useful for. I also made sure to place some appliances, so you have the it's not a rice cooker, but it's like the pressure cooker thing that came with for rent. And I also placed a kettle that also came with the same pack, I want to say. I think so, yeah. And yeah, as I said, I didn't think I would enjoy building something like this. But in the end, it turned out to be a lot of fun, because it was a like nice change of pace from like the traditional things that I'm working on these days. So yeah, as I said earlier, I had an exam on Wednesday, which I don't know the results of yet. But hopefully that should be my last exam of the semester, my penultimate semester of university, hopefully. Well, exam period, because I'm not sure, I'll probably have to kind of make my studies a bit longer because of my thesis, but my penultimate exam period, that's I think a better description of what it was, and I cannot wait to be done. It's not been that difficult this time around, because we had a lot of like essays rather than exams. We also had some online exams, so those were easier than the normal ones. But yeah, it's just I'm ready to be done with it, genuinely. So yeah, I hope this one goes well. I don't want to go again. I don't want to study again, but I obviously have a lot of responsibilities to do my thesis. I need to finally start working on that. Well, I've started a little bit, but I don't have much. And I also need to kind of start preparing for my finals, which I'm not sure if I'm taking all of them in like June or if I'm gonna take some of them later. So yeah, as I think said in my previous videos, 2024 is going to be about surviving, because it's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of happening. I'm gonna be transitioning from university to work. I might be moving, so it's gonna be a lot to deal with. So yeah. Anyway, let's go back to the build. So here I am working on one of the bedrooms. I imagined this one for a boy who is really into pirates. So I saw this toy that you can see on, well, it's not a toy, it's like a decoration that came with, I want to say, Growing Together, and it has like a teddy bear on a boat and like in a black pirate clothes. So I imagine that this kid really likes pirates, and I also kind of included in other pieces. There's like a treasure box with toys, and yeah, I imagine, and I have like a very cool color scheme of this like salmon, orange, yellow, and blue, and I really, really love that. I think it gives the room like a nice color, and it just really makes it like a very happy kid room. I don't know, when I was growing up I also had colorful rooms, So when we lived in a flat, I used to have, I believe, yellow walls. When we moved to the house that we live in now, I had pink and green, and then I had purple walls. Now I have like mint and grey, so that's more like grown-up colors now. But yeah, when I was a kid, I used to have color for bedrooms. So I think that's like a very realistic to have like colors in the bedrooms for kids, because I don't know, kids are fun and colors are fun, I guess. So here I'm working on the second bedroom, which is upstairs. I imagined a girl that's really into like artistic stuff, because I placed a drawing table for this. I imagine that this kit is younger than the one living downstairs, because I placed some of the more like kid stuff. And here the color scheme is like this burgundy red, purple color with blue. I was mainly inspired by the color palettes on the beds that I use. So you can see here that I used one from Horse Ranch. I actually used quite a lot of stuff from Horse Ranch. I think they fit with the theme pretty nicely, even though it's not like castle-y. I think the rustic vibe kind of gives it the look of something old, which is something I was trying to do with some of the items, especially like here, this piano. I imagine that maybe that was something that was left behind by the late owner, who kind of gave this to the family that lives here now. So I thought that was like, again, a nice detail that is like worn down and rustic, and it kind of shows that it's been here for quite some time. And yeah, I'm just placing some decorations on top of it with I'm not sure how to call this thing. You can play music from it. I put that on top, so maybe you can also like just sit here and enjoy some music. And there is also, as I said, a second bathroom up here, and this is going to be the master bedroom, which is quite big. I also again used a bed from Horse Ranch here because I wanted green again. I initially thought about using this one from high school years, but I just didn't find a swatch that would fit with the color palette that I was going for. So I ended up going for this one, which is also very pretty, from Horse Ranch. And I also used the like bedside tables from the same pack. I was almost done with the build when I realized I did not furnish the kind of top of this kind of part of the build, which is like a very small octagonal room. No, hexagonal. It's a hexagonal room. And so I decided to do like an art studio up there, and it leads to kind of like a balcony on the top floor, which I made into like a lounge area with, I think I placed a yoga mat up there. So it's like, there's a lot to do for The Sims. I placed a lot of skill building items. You have the music kind of instruments, you have the gardening supplies, you have an easel, so like a art supplies. There's also gardening, I said that already. I also placed the table for flower arranging, because, you know, if I want one of the Sims to be a florist, that's probably a must-have. You have cooking, can do here obviously. I also placed, I think, the kind of bug house that came with Eco Lifestyle. I have these monkey bars outside. So there is just a lot to do for The Sims, and yeah, I'm very happy. I don't usually, no, not usually, but often I don't have a lot of space in builds to add kind of skill building items, but here I had plenty of space, or I just used the space for them, I guess. But I had like a lot of unused space that was a bit awkward here and there. So I think I just had a lot of space to work with. So here, as I said, I was kind of finishing up when I realized I forgot about this part of the house. So I came back inside and decided to just add to turn this into like an art studio. So there's an easel and plenty of like paintings, so it's more like decoration rather than that. And up here I made a lounge area. I used the same couches that I used on the interior, and just like added some plants and some decorations and made it like really pretty. I'm very happy how this area turned out, actually. Yeah. How are you finding the new kit? Or like both of them actually. I haven't taken a look at the goth kit because it's not really my style. I don't have any of the caskets because I don't really use cast stuff, so it feels pointless to spend my money on that. But I'm very much enjoying this. I don't think I'm gonna be using the windows and stuff that came with this pack very often, although the wallpaper and the stone for the flooring is not that bad. I think I might actually get some use out of that, but the windows are very specific, so I can't see myself use that very often. So yeah, that's almost it for today's video. If you want to download this build, you can get it on the gallery. My ID is michaelasimsyt, or you can try under the hashtag michaelasimsyt if that works for you better. If you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, so you would never miss a video. I post a speed build every Friday at the same time at 5 p.m. Central Time, Central European Time. And yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!
Myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. This really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen, the other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised.